get a tissue, get a napkin, because this might be the saddest stuff that you see today, and I'm tired of it. And black people, it's time we have a real serious talk. Play the video.
Mass shooting in the Grays Ferry section of Philadelphia. This shooting, just one incident over a very violent weekend in the city. Action News reporter Jessica Cartalia is live with more. And Jessica, you have new video showing the terrifying moments multiple people opened fire.
Now, Sarah, that video is incredibly difficult to watch. It's just hard to fathom that something like that could happen. Meanwhile, many of the victims of that shooting were brought here to Penn Presbyterian Hospital, where they are still being treated. Ring camera footage is now part of a police investigation into a gunfight early this morning in Grays Ferry. Hazardous waste crews scrub blood from the sidewalk just hours after that.
Real quick, so we have this mass shooting, right? And you can see from the video there, and they have some of it is kind of blurred out, but you can still see people on the ground. They're scrimmaging, they're panicking like crazy. Now, if you look at the guy on the far right, it looks like he has a standard issue. Look like that's what it looks like. I don't know, but this guy that's right here in the front, his weapon looks. I want to say it looks like he got a switch on it or something like that. Now, we'll see if we can play it again, but because you can tell by the way that he's firing and his lack of control with the recoil compared to this other guy. And you look at all the people, man. These are all young people caught in the midst of this as they go back and forth with the shooting, man. Play the video.
Mass shooting.
There is a lot of video circulating online. It's pretty much a horrific scene.
Police say a gunfight erupted just before 1 o'clock this morning on the 1500 block of South Edding Street in Grays Ferry. After making several arrests over the weekend, police were monitoring reports of large gatherings and loud music. They were in the process of responding to a nearby call when they heard the gunfire. When they arrived on scene, they found a dozen shooting victims ranging in age from 15 to 24.
Almost 140 pieces of ballistic evidence has.
This is that black fatigue that everybody was talking about a month ago. Black fatigue, just tired of seeing black people doing quote unquote black things. Tired of black people being involved in all these black shootings. Tired of black people being seen in a black light. When did black excellence become black ignorance? When did that happen? When was that the case? And we continue to see this stuff all over the place on social media, on television, in movies, and all this. The guy that everybody wants to be like in the movies is the black thug, the black gangster. The people that we see in black music is always, the most vile and most dangerous. He's been shot. All of this type of stuff. We reward the people who've been shot and killed, and all of this is a narrative that is very, very tiring to black people, for sure, but all the people that are outside of the black quote unquote race, they see this and they're tired of it when you get the term black fatigue. And what do you say, between 18 and 24, something like that? These are young people involved in this situation. It looks like they're all on the porch, and you see these people just scrimmaging, trying to see what's going on. And it looks like I'm right, because the guy at the top right of your screen looks like he had a standard issue, like a Glock or something like that. And then the guy at the bottom, though, the fire rate, and it looks like he's got some kind of switch on his gun. It really does look like that, which is crazy. And they're firing at people who are off screen. And what I notice is there's a young girl right here on the porch, too, and she's just panicking. And I got 5 daughters, man. Five daughters. And they range in age from 1.5 to almost 22. And maybe I'm just old or whatnot, man, but I think that women and children are off limits. That is not the way to get down with women and children. And this girl is here, man, and she's been just paranoid because all this stuff, because this guy is firing right over them. and then he's down, and then he's up. Who knows that when he's down, his hand is still on the trigger? Who knows what happens then? But that's crazy stuff. That's the saddest stuff I've ever seen in my life, bro. Play.
140 pieces of ballistic evidence has been recovered. We definitely believe, based on our observation, a gun with a switch was involved.
There was so much evidence.
So he did say that this guy did have a switch. He believes that the guy with the switch was involved in this. So I imagine it's that guy that I just said or whatnot. So maybe I was right.
The scene, in addition to yellow markers, police wrote numbers by hand.
It's past frustrating.
Tyree Glasgow is executive director of the Young Chances Foundation, a youth center in Grays Ferry working to end violence and provide opportunities for young men. He knows many of the victims in this morning's shooting.
They are working to get jobs, going to vocational school and doing those things. So to have their lives stop, for gun violence is something that is frustrating and painful.
Glasgow, who grew up in South Philly, says residents are left to clean up the blood and remnants of this morning's shooting as city workers remain on strike.
I want to come together to clean it up, but the blood, the trash, even the food, the activities that we're supposed to have today.
Shout out to this young man. So apparently he's doing some work within the community, try to help it out, try to clean, to give the kids something to aspire to help them out, programs and stuff like that. And you heard the lady say that city workers are on strike. These communities, bro, we as black people, I'm talking about black people, we need to seriously talk, man, because we have to stop. And when I'm talking about stop, I'm not talking about just stop the violence, because that's the end. That's at the end. So this shooting that just happened here, that's the end thing. So what do we do to stop it in the beginning? So we're talking about single parent homes that black people are leading in. Fathers not in the picture for one reason or another. We're not gonna dive too deep into that in this video, but it's happening, right? So 99% of the issues that we have in our communities can be attributed to the lack of fatherlessness, whether that's teenage girls with babies or boys with guns, or anger issues or frustrations or lashing out. All that stuff can be attributed back to fathers not being in the home. Specifically, in this case, we're talking about black fathers, all right? And black women, I really do believe, this go hit home for a lot of y'all, man, but I believe that our sisters, we love you, we really do, but y'all need a 2-year silence. Just a 2-year of getting off of social media. Stop on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, just no talking, just listening only. And I know some of you are like, that's harsh. What are you talking about? How you gonna say that our black women need to be quiet for 2 years? Be quiet for 2 years and just listen. Just listen, because at this point, nobody can hold black women accountable. For whatever it is, there's always an excuse for the black woman. Whatever it is, you can't say that to a black woman. Oh, you obese. Well, that's racism. Like, how is obesity racism? This is stuff that we hear. Vote for Kamala Harris because she's black, even though she's not black. We need our black women's image to change dramatically to start off. You know what I'm saying? Just, our black women are not all what they say that say you are. That's not the case, but we have to be quiet. Listen to men. Just listen to men, whether you agree or don't agree. Any change that's going to happen in any society is going to come from men. Any change that's going to happen in society that is a positive change is going to come from men, because men are the leaders, men are the head, men are the provisioners and they're providers. They are the leaders. What has happened is the world has come along and just elevated women and said, you are the leaders. That will never work, ever work. And our black women have taken that to house. We're the most educated. We're the most powerful. We're the strong. I'm a boss chick. I don't need no man. And the brothers started to listen. They listened. And this is the chaos that comes from that. And what we're raising in these single mother homes is we're raising what you see ahead of you a lot of the time. Now, that's not a disrespect to black women. What's wrong with listening? What's wrong with listening? Because you listen to everybody else. I bet if I put on a Cardi B album, you'll listen to it from front to start. from from start to finish. You'll listen to it. If I put on a Beyonce, whatever Beyonce tells you, you'll listen to it. And our black women off their children at a clip higher than anybody else. That's alarming. 20 years ago, you couldn't pay a black woman to off her children. Now, it's the theme. Nothing can make a black woman more mad than tell her that she can't off her children. That's not alarming to you? And then for our brothers, our black brothers, regardless of what has happened, regardless of what has transpired and what has been said, you have to be the leader. And I meet a lot of guys that say, oh, they won't listen to me, so I'm done with them. I'm done with the black woman. Can't be like that, brother. I would never be a stepdad to a... Why? Why not? Now you'll take that mama and you'll drag her through the mud. You'll inject her with all your semen and everything else, but you won't care enough for her to take care of her and her children? Brother, please. You want to be seen as the head. You want to be seen as the power and as the leader and as the authority. You want to be seen as all these things, but you don't want to put in the work to reconstruct this woman. You don't want to put in the work to love this woman. You want to love her in the bedroom. Anybody can do that. Can you love her outside of the bedroom? Can you love her outside of those 10 to 15 minutes? Can you love her outside of doggy style? And if you can't, then you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem, brother. And you have to realize that once you reach a certain age, you're 18 years old, no matter what has happened to your dad wasn't there, your mom treated you this way, bad things happen at school, all this type of stuff, but you are old enough now to make a decision. And I think that for us in the black community is we got to, and I got to show y'all this father too, because his father's son was in this video as well, and I want to show y'all what that was. But as black people, we have to stop the bleeding, and it starts with hip hop. Hip hop culture is the death of black people. People don't like to hear it, but it is. Hip hop culture promotes everything that we should get away from. That's from death, from violence, from drug use, from mental abuse, from over-sexualizing to everything. There's a reason, bro. It's a program for black people specifically to destroy us, and we don't even see it. There's a reason that Glorilla is on stage looking like a Glorilla and saying these particular things, and you go to the concert, you buying the tickets. Beyonce tells you to off your children. Kelly Rowland tells you to off your children. Cardi B tells you to off your children, but they won't let their children listen to their own music. That's crazy to me. LeBron James walking around with a purse on and with some tights on. That's great. That's Stephon Diggs walking around with some little tights on and prancing around. Offset running around. Are there even any more straight men that's coming out of Atlanta at all? But that's what we're being hit with, and we're not paying attention to that. So we see this end result, we see this stuff here, and we're like, oh my goodness, how did this happen? We're being programmed and promoted to make this stuff happen. Let me play this video for you. I want you to see this father.
Police continue to investigate that mass shooting in Philadelphia's Grays Ferry neighborhood that left 3 dead and 9 others injured. We are hearing now from the father of one of the victims. Tragically, this was not his son's first encounter with gun violence in the city. Action News reporter Brianna Smith joins us live from police headquarters with more from this heartbroken father, Brianna, and the latest on this investigation.
Yeah, Gray, we had the chance to speak with the father of Azir Harris, who was shot and paralyzed back in 2018. His father says despite his disabilities, he never gave up and had big dreams. And after years of hard work and healing, it was all taken away from him in the matter of seconds.
I'm broken. That wasn't just my son, it was my friend.
Troy Harris describes his youngest son, 24-year-old Azir Harris, as the bright light of their household, even during the darkest of times.
I see him bounce back off his injury when he was 17 years old. He was trying to, he had a lot of life in him.
Troy says in 2018, Azir was walking with his friends to buy dinner in South Philadelphia when he was shot and left paralyzed in a wheelchair.
He had a big heart to be his age, and he thought outside the box so much. He wanted more than just a wheelchair. He wanted more. He wanted more life.
On Monday morning, Troy received another devastating call. He learned Azir is among the 3 victims killed in the mass shooting in Grays Ferry.
Man, look at that, man. This father is hurting at a great scale, man. To see Your son survived a shooting when he was 17. Your son gets shot when he's 17 and he's paralyzed from it. And then you have later on in 2025, now you have this incident where he loses his life to another shooting. And this is in Philadelphia. And here's how broken black culture has become, and we really need to address it, is that people will see this, people from Philly will see this and be like, yeah, we bout that. We bout that life. We get it up here. You come to Philly, baby, it's on, baby. Really? That's such a broken mindset. And it's the same thing. I'm from Alabama, right? So you know how it goes in Alabama, the same thing. And I remember people were, when they first 48 came down to start filming and stuff like that because of the rate of killings and stuff like that. And people was just like, yeah, we in here. You know what I'm saying? We number 2 in the country as far as the murder rate. And people were running around excited about it because we've been so programmed to embrace the deadliness, the violence, the shame, the brokenness, the often and destroying our own community. We've been so programmed to enjoy our destruction that we don't know how to seek help. And people say, oh, that comes from the mindset of slavery, and slavery did that too. It's over for that. It's over for that. We need to shift now. It's not slavery. You didn't grow up in slavery. Matter of fact, they're not even talking about slavery in your house anymore. Right? They talking about 50 Cent. They talking about Lil Wayne and Drake and the beef with Kendrick Lamar. That's what they talking about. They talking about bouncing with Cardi B, BBLs, and that's what they talking about. They're not talking about slavery. That's the new slavery for you. I'm getting out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. Listen, that's just sad, man. Hit the subscribe button, hit the likes, man. Comment below. Let us know. I appreciate it.